What are the possible reasons behind poor work performance? And as a manager, how do you address them? You've been tracking the performance of your staff, and you notice that one of them is performing poorly in his job. He's either unable to deliver his output, or often late in delivering it, or, if delivered on time, his output's quality is incomplete or needing plenty of repeated corrections that take a lot of your time and resources. There are four possible reasons for poor or non-performance. One is the lack of motivation to perform. Another is lack of or insufficient resources or inputs provided. This would also include a non-supporting work environment. A third reason is insufficient knowledge and skills. And the fourth is wrong selection or improper placement of the person. The performance analysis quadrant could help us in distinguishing and therefore pinpointing the cause of the performance problem. We have here agreed that is divided into four quadrants. The quadrants are laid according to two criteria. The vertical axis is where you plot the level of knowledge and skills of the person doing the job, starting from a low level 1 below and graduating to a high level 10 above. In the horizontal axis, you plot the degree of desire to perform or attitude towards work, starting from a low 1 at the left and graduating to a high level 10 at the right. If the person's knowledge and skills are sufficient for the job, but his attitude towards work or degree of desire to do the job is low, then he belongs to quadrant A. He has a motivational problem. If the employee has both job knowledge and skills and a favorable attitude, but performance is unsatisfactory, then he belongs to quadrant B. The problem may be out of control of the employee and may concern a lack of resources or time. The workstation is not ergonomically designed, and so forth. If the person has the right attitude and high level of desire to do the job, but has gaps in his current knowledge and skills, then he belongs to quadrant D. He lacks certain knowledge and skills needed specifically for his job. If the person does not have the knowledge and skills needed for the job, and also does not have the right attitude nor desire to do the job, then he belongs to quadrant C. He is the wrong person for the job. Once you have identified the problem, how do you address it? We will begin with the easiest to address. If the problem is the lack of resources, find out exactly what resources are lacking. It could be a new computer, keyboard, printer, camera, or any equipment. Does he need specific software or access to needed data or information? As a manager, you need to provide the appropriate resources to make his work faster, simpler, and easier. How do you address the problem concerning a non-supporting work environment? Ensure that the workstation is ergonomically designed. This includes all office furniture. The height of the chair and table should not cause discomfort or strain on arms, shoulders, back, and legs. If they do, replace them with the appropriate ones. Ensure that the room temperature is comfortable and lighting is sufficient. Ensure that the work atmosphere is conducive to work in. This would require building a team that is collegial, with members that are cooperative, supportive of, and getting along well with each other. If the employee desires to perform but lacks the requisite job knowledge or skills, then additional training may be the answer. This may take place at the workplace in the form of on-the-job training or one-on-one coaching or formal training outside. If the employee lacks both job knowledge and a favorable attitude, that person may be improperly placed in the position. This may imply a problem with employee selection or promotion and suggests that transfer to another position where his knowledge and skills would be more applicable might be considered if possible, or, when there is no other recourse, discharge from the job. If the employee has sufficient job knowledge but has an improper attitude, this may be classed as a motivational problem. Some of the motivation strategies that have been shown to work are goal setting, positive reinforcement and effective discipline, basing rewards on job performance, treating people fairly, job simplification, rotation, and enlargement. The one I find the most effective is the strategy that satisfies the employee's need for intrinsic rewards. Employees agree that they experience meaningfulness of their work when their work entails the application of a variety of skills and given task identity and significance. When employees are given autonomy in performing their job, they feel responsible for the outcome of their work. When they are given immediate feedback, they are provided with the knowledge of the actual results of their work activities in real time. All these in turn lead to high internal work motivation, high quality work performance, high satisfaction with work, and eventually to low absenteeism and turnover. So, when you encounter a performance problem among your staff, determine the cause. Choose the appropriate measure to address the cause. Apply the measure. And constantly monitor and assess performance, constantly guiding your employees towards intended goals and seeing to it that your employees are constantly improving. Do not wait until the annual performance review, and do not be the reason for your employees' lack of motivation and disengagement from work.